Welcome back. We're here to do the Divine Masculine for week by week. Okay, this is volume 3. We do release this early to the members hub. The link is directly below if you do want to receive these ahead of the crowd. Now, their cards this week are pretty juicy. There's a lot of healing happening here. We are going to move into clarifiers. And we also have these as a series. So we do cover Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, and the Karmic Third Party / cycle, as well as live every Friday. So if you do want to join us, click the bell and you'll get the notification. I tend to put them up on a premiere, so you know when I'm coming live, I am actually live on them. And it gives you a week ahead what time it is. You can click the bell and that way you won't miss super chats after the session. Now, I'm going to put the cards up on the screen briefly and then we'll swap over and we'll have me back on the screen and we'll have a quick look at what's going down with them. Now, here are their cards for the week. I did find their cards this week pretty interesting from a point of view of they definitely are reflecting. I'd really say through the reflection at the moment, it does appear to be with the inner trust that they are coming to a space that it's a little bit like the Hermit card, but it's this purity, it's this rebirth, it's this new beginning that they're moving through. And they're really in this duality. I do feel due to the fact that we're moving away from the Pisces moon this week, it's almost like this perplexity. And I did call September Jenga. It was like really disconnecting the things that weren't resonating with us, trying to find a way to find more harmony in our life. And with this, there is this purity, there is this thought directly knowing, maybe dealing with an innocent circumstance and seeing both sides of the coin. But at the same point, I feel they do trust that they're going to do what they feel is correct. That doesn't necessarily mean we may understand it, but it does mean that they're actually seeing both sides. You know, be it they're in a karmic relationship, be it they're solo, they're seeing both sides. And I do think a lot of shadow work has really come up for them. It's really funny because it's almost like they're revisiting some of the dreams, and I feel it's the ghosts of girlfriends past kind of energy. When I'm looking at this card in the past position, I do feel in the twin flame connection, they're revisiting some of those thoughts, some of those plans that you guys had together, which does make sense because we're well into Mercury retrograde now. And I do feel particularly, so they're going to be really, you know, tapping into that. I'm noticing the symbolism on the chest, and it almost feels like, you know, there's a lot of heart clearing, right? We've got Venus and Virgo, high heart chakra. Mars is in the house of Gemini for them. And I feel from a point of view, they're speaking from the heart, but they're speaking directly. But I do think they're reviewing some of those things and they're listening to their heart. So they've got this inner guidance. Look, I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I do feel for a while they were really thinking about the fact that they were second-guessing themselves. That was what I was getting, second-guessing themselves and being silly. Maybe this person doesn't see me this way. Maybe this can't work due to the fact of things that happened in the past. And I do feel at the moment, they're upset about some of those plans that didn't come through. They're disappointed. They feel kind of like it's pixelated, so to speak. I'm noticing it's almost like shattered glass. But maybe because they were looking at it back then in a distorted fashion and, you know, not as clear as maybe they thought it was. But they're really in them. Some of them can be in hermit mode, but I do feel they're very firmly looking at the future and in this recovery. And it's like they can feel like they're an alien on the planet at the moment. And I'm noticing with this card, it's in the world, not of the world. And I said this all the time, especially from a manifestation point of view. There can be these circumstances, and it's funny because we've got the Pisces energy coming through here. These hopes and dreams and aspirations, it's almost like sometimes we try to mute them out. Sometimes we, it can be through drinking or, you know, trying to say that we're delusional. I feel they've had enough time, and the Pisces moon really assisted with them redirecting their energy. This is going to be one of those weeks where there's going to be major breakthroughs and some major hurdles, especially astrologically speaking. And I do feel even psychically looking at this, they're moving for the stars. They're moving through the adversity, but they're also feeling their own energy. I'm noticing a lot of feminine energy here. Divine Masculine could be really listening to their feelings this week, and I feel that's beautiful to see. They're doing it very intentionally. They're definitely, they feel alone, but they're not, if you know what I mean. They're owning that as a problem inside themselves and owning the solution inside themselves as well. Some of them also aren't used to receiving. So if they, it may be they're suddenly having this revelation that they're entitled to have more, that they can actually be in receivership mode. But it's also very psychic in nature. So, you know, psychic for them could be them connecting into their instincts, connecting into signs and symbols. Yes, definitely. But I'm getting that it's very, very intuitive for them. I do feel some of the circumstances that they went through was a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow. It's funny because the card breaks down to an 9. I do feel this can be, again, value system, spirituality. They feel somebody might have said something to them, and I feel this could be, for some of you, if you have been on this journey a very long time, it can be something that you said to them a very long time ago, and they're looking at it now and it's making more sense. A lot of 9s here. Some of them I'm hearing they could feel like they're in between a rock and a hard place. And I think it came up near the full moon in Pisces. And I think from that point, it was like they knew what the dream was, but they were also thinking, okay, yes, I do know what the dream is. There's a difference between oranges and apples, okay? But how do I get from point A to point B? How am I feeling about this? If I do it this way, how am I feeling if I do it that way? And I feel, again, with the moon, there can be some sense of conditioning coming up. There also could be a circumstance surrounding family that's playing out for some. Oh, Lord. It's like they're trying to say, it's like, I could have done something healthy. I'm noticing the apple. It's like, you know, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I kind of feel they're kind of like, there's the easy way, there's the hard way. But I do feel whoever they're dealing with, though, if this is a karmic, I do feel they know that they know the easiest way to do this, and not necessarily is this going to go according to plan for those that is directly related to. But you know, you get more with sugar, right? You get more with sweetness and being kind and being genuine. Some of them, it can be that suddenly the karmic is reacting very nicely to them and they're like, it's a little too late. Like, what, I've already been making my mind up. But I do feel overall, I get this vibe that they already have made their mind up. It's more about, how do I seal the deal? How do I move things around in the puzzle? How do I be fair to those individuals? And the fairness can be an obligation, right? There could be an obligation kind of scenario, and that, you know, some of it appears to be through the cards that it's outside of their control. So they're kind of thinking, look, I have to do this. It might be a legal situation, and they're thinking, gee, you know, I have to do this. I'm hoping this is going to go in my favor. It's funny because what used to bind them, we do have, this is almost subliminal to the Fool card, which to me is a brand new beginning. And I kind of get it's acting a little bit like the Devil card in Tarot, but you know, it's almost having this revelation that you're going to have to take a leap of faith forward. There's infinite ways this can go, you know, the Fool card in Tarot. And again, I'm getting forward. It feels, some can be having a change of home, a change in dynamic in the family. It could be a divorce, but whatever this is a movement forward. This is away from the problems of the ghosts of girlfriends past. It's the issues that maybe they had at childhood, their belief systems, their conditioning. I can't do this. This is what love looks like. And I feel that there was a lot of scars and trauma that they dealt with, which potentially could have come up around the full moon. Somebody was really playing with them. They may have learned some of these behaviors and exhibit it towards you. Some of you might have been feeling that this person was fooling you and playing around with you. But I feel there was a meditation kind of point that they went through spiritually. So if the ghosting and the quietness did come about, it was more than likely for a reason. For some, those of you that did have communication, one thing that's been shown to me is there might have been a little bit of a tiff. There could have been a bit of a disagreement. They're going to get over it. Don't stress. That's what my guides are saying. So if there was a disagreement, it's okay. They're digesting what's being said and they're working it out. I do feel that they're ready to take a leap of faith forward. They're going to have this light bulb moment, some problem that came up, some problem that was presented in their life. I feel it's like this sudden light bulb moment, and I feel it's as we're moving to the next moon phase, and I feel it is to do with love. It's exciting, it's inspirational, and it is to do with movement forward. We've got 19. All right, break it down, jumping to a 10, brand new beginning. I feel this new chapter. It's going to happen very quickly, right? It's going to happen. This is one shift mentally is actually taking leaps and bounds forwards. Whatever this is, they know that you've gone through a lot of pain to, to be very patient, to be waiting, to have endured, all you have. And I'm noticing from this card, it's almost feeling like divine feminine coming through and divine masculine read. And I'm kind of getting this feeling that they know that you've been through a lot of shit. But they also know that you do have a great deal of love for them and you really have earned it, right? So in their mind, the adversity you've dealt with, the hurt, the confusion, the ghosting, not knowing where you stood, they don't want you to feel that way. They want you to feel that, you're worth it, that you can actually have this cup of love. And I think whatever it is, they're going to come in with some sense of tenderness, and it does feel very open, so to speak. I feel it's almost like you want them to reach their full potential, and they do know this. They know that you don't want to see them, even if you can't have what you think you can have. And this is the way my guides are showing me, and it's not that you can't have it. This is the way some of you can be looking at it. They do know deep down you have always wanted what is best and healthy for them. You've always known their full potential, so that's the reason the runner chaser mode came about. Otherwise, you wouldn't. So for a long time here, what they are saying is they really didn't believe anything you were saying. They really were thinking that you were well too good for them and would have been better with other people, right? I also feel some are actually making mention to the fact that you might have gone through a hard time in the last few months. There might have been some major situation. I feel some of them have been privy to this information. And it's heartbreaking because they actually want to be there to support you, to help you, to, to be that friend as well. Interesting. Okay, they want to pursue you. For a long time there, it might have been that divine feminine was pursuing divine masculine, and there's a bit of a role switch here. And it's funny because although there is a lot of feminine energy coming through in the embodiment, which is direct emotion, I also feel they are embodying divine masculine energy. And they did get that, right? How do I put it? I'm feeling they want to be the pursuer. They want to prove to you they can step up, they can be that. They know that this connection is here at a foundational level. They know spiritually there is a conscious connection, but they do want to pursue you. They want to be able to speak to you and actually give you the truth, but they're kind of hoping that they're willing and hoping that you're going to be open to it. Some of you are going to be getting some messages. I just keep getting this download that they're really saying quite heavily, I never believed you. And what's been shown to me is more, your faith in them, how you saw them, how you felt about them. They're really perplexed. They were never really feeling quite deserving of it. There is this purity, though, and this rebirth of acceptance of such. They feel they wouldn't be the person they are today had they not met you. They're getting butterflies. They're actually really excited at the fact that they've had a psychological breakthrough. And they feel as though, it's funny, we've got the Fool, we've got the Foundation. They're ready. They're literally looking at this and they're ready to take a leap of faith. And they're kind of saying to themselves, you know, there was a while there where spiritually they were pretty much in this mix of hermit mode, ghosting, very flighty, and one could say flaky. But it wasn't because of you, right? It was the duality, the belief in self, the openness, the clearing of the karmic cycle. Some have, and I do feel this is wave one. Wave two, I feel don't do the push-pull. That's my advice to you. If this person is retreating back, mirror that energy. That's really going to aid you, and deal with any of those demons that come up. Because what I am seeing here is there's a potential for communication and physical movement with the pocket group of you. And I feel this person is actually excited. It's like, because there's whatever was blocking them, I'm feeling they've actually made their mind up. And they're like, you know what? If it was money that was blocking them, if it was a divorce that was blocking them, they've kind of found the key to it. They're going to have a light bulb moment this week. And I feel there's a breakthrough. And whatever this breakthrough is, it's going to mean they're more free to actually be around and be with you. Where's my deck? Do you know what? Some of them are going to get the message bank. Message bank. Sort of thing. They've made a decision. I'm getting a message bank. It's like they're sending out an SOS. Listening for the truth. Okay, what is this decision they're having to make, please? And it's going to vary. I mean, we do connect into the collective. So, you know, for some it is a family-related dynamic. Some it is to do with financial situation. I just don't feel that they had wanted to drag you down the gutter with these dramas. And so they were trying to, you know, honour any commitment and contract in a healthy way. Some they're doing the work. They're doing it themselves. They felt it was their job to do, right? The decision is being made in relation to love. It's, you know, they always knew. It's nothing that they were surprised by. They did know. They just didn't feel they were good enough, okay? That's what they're showing me. They didn't feel that they were good enough for this, but something is swinging in their favor as well, so they can actually be able to provide this energy of love. I'll see you during the week. Take care, beautifuls.